Hello and good morning and happy Friday. Welcome to the Pete Braley Show. I'm Pete Braley. This is my son, co-host, and producer, Matt.
That is me. And it's back.
Look what's back.
It's back.
It's back.
My beautiful
Yes.
laptop is back.
Yes. They said 5 to 7 business days, and I think it took 4.
4
business
Quality
days.
service.
Yeah.
Quality service.
So you're excited. You've got your big screen back, right?
Yes.
Now-
You don't realize how nice it is until you have to go down to a smaller screen. But yeah, it's very nice.
I would imagine
very
that
nice.
would be.
Yeah.
I'm sure people want to know, did you lose your stuff?
I did. Yeah. Not all of my stuff. Everyone keeps saying, they're like, I'm so sorry you lost everything. I'm like, I didn't lose everything. Everything for the show I pretty much have.
Right.
It was a couple music files that I lost. So that's a bummer. But I just have to remake the songs, and maybe they'll be better this time. Who
And
knows?
you told me yesterday that you have the finished product of the song, so you just have to go back and say...
It's not the finished product, but I have like an MP3 of the whole mix.
Okay.
So now I just have to dissect what I made
How did I do that?
and say, how the hell did I make that?
How did I make that?
And I have to do it again. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was a lot, because I know Gary, I don't know if Gary's here right now, but I know he's into
An Apple
computers.
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a Logic board.
Which we have no idea what that means.
Don't know what that means,
Yep.
but it was a Logic board and the touch bar, which I don't really know how the touch bar was broken. But that was also broken. And apparently when they do that, you lose everything. And so I did.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
What is a touch bar?
At the top of my keyboard, I have a touch bar.
And how do you use that? What do you mean?
What do you mean? There's different buttons that go on the touch
Oh,
bar.
okay,
It
okay.
changes with what you're using.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, Gary or anybody else who's into computers, can you let us know
What's a Logic bar?
what is a logic bar?
Or, no, sorry, Logic board.
A logic
Very
bar.
sorry.
I've only heard of a motherboard, so I have no idea.
Maybe it's similar. Maybe it's Apple's version. I don't know.
And have a good morning. Happy Friday. It is Funky Shirt Friday, and you said this was kind of mild today?
Yeah, it's a little toned down, I would say.
A little mellow.
I mean, it's not bad. It's
mellow
just
funky shirt.
It's not as funky as I expect.
What is on it? Flowers, I guess, huh?
Yeah,
Palm trees and flowers.
and
Yeah.
birds. There's a couple birds.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is our funky shirt for this week. And, I've 36 shows. Well, not 36 Fridays, but I have yet to repeat one. So I guess I have quite a few of these.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Just to get caught up on a few things here. First of all, I've got to tell you, once again, it never fails. We mentioned Culture Kings once on this show. That was
Yes,
yesterday.
That's where I get my hats.
Yeah.
This hat was from Culture Kings.
We mentioned that once on the show yesterday. And typical routine, what I do after the show is I go and I start going on sites and Facebook and stuff, researching for tomorrow's show. Well, I sat down, and what do you think the first thing that pops up on Facebook and Instagram?
Culture Kings.
Ads for Culture Kings.
That's the beauty and the scariness of the 21st century here.
So I've got to say it. For people that go around, and what did I read? Like 20% of Americans actually think they're putting a chip in you for the vaccine?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're concerned about the government monitoring your every move, they're already doing it, Because we mentioned Culture Kings once, and I got ads like all day yesterday on Facebook and Instagram.
But sometimes it's very convenient because you will be talking about something, and then you'll be like, that's right, I meant to buy that. And then...
Yeah, that's true. I will give you that. Yeah. I'm trying to switch pages here because we got quite a bit of comment about the question I posted yesterday about we learned in the chat, and by the way, see, this is an example. Please participate in the chat. We love having you on the show. Someone mentioned a lawsuit because their child ate a hot Pop-Tart and got burned.
Yes.
And there was no warning about that.
Oh, we're having internet problems. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening. We're in and out. How's the connection for you guys?
We're in and out?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's a bummer.
We get the high-quality processor back, and we get internet
this is
issues.
Atrocious. YouTube says we have an excellent connection. How is it for you guys?
Okay.
We're going to keep going. You guys let us know.
Let us know in the chat, okay? But someone in the chat yesterday told us about a case where somebody got burned eating Pop-Tarts that they toasted, and they were mad because there was no warning. So that touched off a lot of comments on Facebook. Gail said, our question was, does anyone toast a Pop-Tart anymore? Because I actually eat them right out of the package. So Gail said, I used to like Pop-Tarts, but not since my taste buds have changed. Too sweet now, and the ones with the frosting, gag.
The ones with, what ones don't have frosting?
There are some that don't have frosting. They're just plain on the outside. You might have blueberry inside, but yeah, I'm okay with the frosting. I like the frosting.
I was going to say, without frosting, it seems a little boring.
The reason I mentioned that is, Gail, I feel so bad that your taste buds changed. Is that something is that going to happen to me?
I have heard that.
Yeah?
People said that about the potato salad. They were like, maybe your taste buds will change. Spoiler, they won't. But anyways.
I did have a situation right after my stroke where my taste buds, I guess, were affected by the stroke. Thank God that went away. But I couldn't taste chocolate for a while.
Yeah, you were really worried about that.
Chocolate did not taste. It was like, I don't taste. It was like nothing, you know? And I remember the first night home, I think, my wife said, what have you been dreaming of having? What meal would you like to have? We'll have that tonight. So I said, I could go for some Chinese,
I thought you were going to say chocolate.
No.
I was like, that's a terrible dinner.
I said, I could go for some Chinese. So she said, Wame's. So, yeah, we went to Wame's, and we got takeout. And I remember saying to her, does this taste different to you today? I mean, did they change the recipe? No, it was my taste buds.
Yeah.
Well, thank God they came back. So
Mrs. Guy said, why didn't they sue the toaster company? It's a good question. I mean, it does take two to tango. So
yes.
You can't just blame the Pop-Tart.
This is a very good
That's
point.
a good point. I'm
trying to get to some other and one other comment we got, Scott, who's been away, Scott Renish, he's been away on vacation. He commented yesterday on our post about Robin Williams, and he mentioned that one of Robin Williams' best movies was RV.
I forgot about that movie.
Yes. I did too. That's Remember when he and his family rented an RV to go across the country, and that was a hilarious movie. I got to watch that one again. We got a lot of comments, though, from people saying, whatever happened to common sense about the Pop-Tart suit. I asked, we asked if anybody cooks them anymore. Val said, not enough to burn my mouth. And where was the mom or dad? Shouldn't they be the ones saying, be careful, the filling might be hot?
That's a good point.
In a perfect world, yeah. Vin says, I used to wonder why frozen food instructions include the warning, caution, contents may be hot. Yeah, that's what happens when you cook something in an oven or in a toaster.
I mean, it is common sense.
Yeah.
Did they win the lawsuit? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. I'll have to look at it.
The sad part is they might have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the company might have settled to make it go away,
yep.
Which I always think that by settling, you're kind of saying you did something wrong. Although you're probably just trying to get it to go away.
Also, you can save money in the long run, save reputation in the long run.
Yeah.
So.
Nathan said, I don't toast mine at all. I eat them right out of the package. Same here. Kathleen says, when I ate them, I toasted them. Cynthia says, I toast mine. So, yeah, we do have some people that still toast their Pop-Tarts.
They're definitely better toasted. But I just don't think people have the time or patience to do that.
Yeah, that's true. So welcome to Friday. It is July 23rd. We are at show number 36 so far. Thank you for being there. Today, we got to tell Trish this. Today is Gorgeous Grandma Day. It embraces the age of the Nana and encourages all women to flaunt their granny attitudes with purpose and style. And this is even if you are not the biological grandmother. You know, if you have, I don't know, nieces, nephews, or other kids that you kind of act like their grandma. It's Gorgeous Grandma Day. This salutes you. And it's National Vanilla Ice Cream Day today. I'm always amazed that vanilla comes out as the most popular ice cream out of all the flavors. Baskin-Robbins has, 31? Out of all the flavors, vanilla comes out on top.
You can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, I guess.
It's just the, I don't know.
It's a go-to favorite.
You can always trust vanilla. It's always going to be good.
Is it vanilla I'm making today?
No, it's peanut butter or something.
Okay. Yeah, my ice cream maker that I got for my birthday, it's the Cuisinart ice cream maker. The chocolate ice cream we made last week came out pretty good, tasting like ice cream. So this time we're trying a peanut butter cup recipe, which has a scoop of peanut butter in it and also chopped up Reese's peanut butter cups. So we're looking forward to that.
I'm pumped for that one.
He reminded me that we have to make it today so that it's ready for the weekend. Because
this guy was like, why? I'm like, you can't make it 10 minutes before you're going to have it, bro. That's not really how ice cream works.
I thought we were going to have it when Josh and Kat came over.
It's a frozen treat.
Tomorrow. Yeah, it needs time.
Frozen.
Yes, to freeze. On the date book for today, it was on this day in 1904, the ice cream cone was created during the St. Louis World Fair. 1925, New York Yankee Lou Gehrig hits his first of 23 career Grand Slams. The Beatles single Help was released in the UK on this day in 1965. On this day in 66, Frank Sinatra's album Strangers in the Night is #1 on the U.S. charts. I meant to look in my collection of albums because I think my mom had that. I ended up with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they found all my vinyl up in the attic and brought it down for me. So
we'll have to check.
Yep. It was on this day in 1982 the FCC approved AM stereo radio, which never really went anywhere.
Wait, what was it?
AM stereo.
So help out a youngin' like me.
Okay.
What is that?
Well, AM radio is mono. Okay.
Is it really?
It is. It is. Even if you listen to it in a stereo, it's mono. It's a mono.
Why?
Only one channel. That's the way it was made. Because it was made, back in the 20s.
So FM is stereo?
FM is stereo. But AM is mono.
Is it still, to this day, mono?
They, pretty much, because they developed stereo for AM, but it never really went anywhere because everyone would have to go out and buy a new radio.
That's so crazy.
Because your radio is not designed for AM stereo. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong on this, anybody, but I don't think the radios of today are AM stereo. It never really, and they couldn't agree on a single manufacturer. You know, it was everybody had their version of AM stereo.
I feel like maybe it's a thing now, just because I'm also basing this off of like music production. You can make anything mono or stereo at the click of a button, so it's not that big of a deal. But I don't know. That's crazy.
And on this day in 19, I remember it. People thinking this will be the savior of AM radio, and then it just kind of didn't work.
Podcasts are kind of the new AM radio.
Yeah, there you go. And on this day in 1989, Fox TV topped ABC, NBC, and CBS for the first time with the show America's Most Wanted. That was the #1 show for that week. Celebrity birthdays: Woody Harrelson is 60 today. Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe is 32. And I'm sorry, I have to say it this way. Nomar Garcia-Parra, 48 today.
Love Nomar.
He's doing commentary right now.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think he's.
I don't know for who. There's a million different teams, channels, everything.
L.A. might be Los Angeles.
Oh, it's a local. I thought it was maybe ESPN.
I think he does some ESPN.
Okay.
But his everyday job is the Dodgers.
Gotcha.
Coming up today, jobs that sound great, but in reality are not.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
We'll see if people agree or add to the list. It is Feel Good Friday, so we have a couple of stories for you. Gary, yes, you reminded me. We brought it back. Don't tell me. Florida is coming up. And if you think mosquitoes are attracted to you more than others, you might just be right.
Okay.
Story about that coming up. Anybody checking in this morning? Are we on? Is the internet working?
We are.
Okay.
Abby said it's video is skipping a little bit, but audio is fine. So that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to try and get through this without coughing.
Yeah.
It's quite the challenge. I don't know what's going on.
How is your cold? How are you feeling?
It's good except for the cough.
The cough, yeah.
I'll randomly get into coughing fits, and then I will not cough for hours on end, but for some reason right now, I have to cough.
Ironically, he hasn't had to cough during any of the other shows this week, but
it's always right after.
Right after.
But for some reason, today's show, I'm trying. If you hear coughing in the background, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Anyways, Abby said good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
She did say it's kind of a mild shirt.
Oh, okay.
So you need to step it up.
I hope it's not.
You need to amp it up.
I need to amp it up? All right.
Yes. Gail said when Pop-Tarts first came out in the dark ages, there was no icing on them. And I'm kind of glad that my taste buds have changed because now I don't want any processed foods, just whole foods. All good.
Okay. Well, that's good.
That's a good change.
Yep.
And then also, Mrs. Guy said vanilla is also the base for the majority of sundaes. I'm a big sundae fan.
That's
big
true.
hot fudge sundae fan.
If I ordered a hot fudge sundae, I would like vanilla ice cream. Yeah.
Yeah. Vanilla's underrated.
Okay.
Have you? Well, the reason I say this, have you ever just sat down and had just a bowl of plain vanilla ice cream, and you think it's going to be boring, but it's not. It's still phenomenal.
Okay.
That's why I say it's underrated.
I see, I'm a kind of guy that always adds like chocolate sauce or something. I always add something to the ice cream.
Give yourself just a bowl of vanilla ice cream, and you'll be like, you know what? It's not as boring as it seems. It's actually still really good.
I'll give it a shot.
That's your homework assignment. A little bit better than unplugging.
True.
I feel like this one's a little bit more obtainable. That's it, though.
And I'm going to try not to spend as much time on the tablet this weekend.
We'll see. We'll see.
I did learn that last weekend. All right, let's check the news for this Friday morning. The web pages of several major companies, including Amazon, AT&T, UPS, and U.S. Bank, were briefly impacted by an apparent outage yesterday. According to downdetector.com, a website that tracks internet outages, the problems began for several websites late Thursday morning. The cause of the outages is not known at this time, but is under investigation.
Quick visit from Trish.
Yes. Yeah. Trish popped in with Charlie. An acrobat has been hospitalized following injuries sustained in a fall at the Barnstable County Fair on Wednesday. The man fell about 20 feet to the ground while he was performing on a large spinning structure called the Wheel of Death. He sustained multiple injuries, but nothing life-threatening. Many of those injuries were caused when he struck other parts of the metal frame while falling. Emergency crews were already on standby at the fair when the incident occurred before 6 p.m. The FAA revealed that nearly 100 more incidents of unruly passengers aboard airplanes in the U.S. took place last week alone. Nearly 100 last week. The latest incidents brought the total of unruly passenger reports to 3,509 so far this year. The majority of the reported incidents, 2,600, are classified by the FAA as related to the nationwide mask mandate that remains in place for flights and public transit. People just won't wear their masks.
People need to just chill out, just vibe, and just enjoy your
flight. Just deal with it. Yeah. And finally, a Massachusetts lawmaker says he wants to bring back happy hour drink specials, which have been banned for decades. State Rep Mike Connolly, a Democrat from Cambridge, said it would help struggling bars and restaurants. The ban has been in place since 1984. I didn't realize it went into effect after a 20-year-old woman fell off a car in a Braintree restaurant parking lot and was dragged to her death. She and some friends had won free beer in a competition. The drinking age at the time was 20.
Jesus.
Restaurant managers say they support eliminating the ban on happy hour as they recover from the pandemic.
So I wonder, was it for like drunk driving too? I would think maybe.
Yeah, there was a thought that people were
earlier.
People were drinking more at these events and then getting on the road to go home.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Sports, a wild one at Fenway last night, but the Red Sox come out on top. Here's a story about mosquitoes. Now, your sister Kat thinks that mosquitoes just feast on her.
Yes,
and
a little conceited, but.
Mosquitoes may be more likely to bite you than others. Experts say mosquitoes are attracted to a variety of different cues. Among those cues are certain compounds in our skin, like lactic acid and something called octanol. And the more you sweat, the more of these compounds are going to be produced. But different people produce different levels due to their genetics. Mosquitoes are also attracted to body heat and carbon dioxide. I'm like that. Do mosquitoes feast on you? Because I know if if your mother and I are standing side by side at the same cookout, they're going to get me.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I don't think about it too much. I feel like I get eaten by mosquitoes the average amount.
Okay.
Like a normal person. I'm not one of the people that are like, what's the saying? They're always like, oh, you must have that sweet blood or something like that. Like
they like your blood.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. No, I'm not really one of those. I don't know.
Yeah.
I get eaten by mosquitoes like everybody else.
Is there anyone...
I mean, I'm famous, but I'm just like you guys, okay? Is what I'm trying to get at. I mean...
Is there anyone that doesn't really get bit by mosquitoes? Let us know in the chat. Or if you're watching this at another time, because I know some people do, feel free to let us know in the comments. If you are one of those people that... mosquitoes just... they'll go to him,
they
not
don't
me.
Mess with me.
Yeah. All right, in sports this morning... It took most of a rainy night at Fenway Park for the Red Sox to find their offense. It took one wild inning by reliever Brooks Kriske for the Yankees to squander an opportunity to gain some ground. Kike Hernandez hit a 2-run double that tied the game with 2 outs in the 9th inning. And Boston took advantage of a record 4 wild pitches by Kriske in the 10th to rally past New York 5-4 on Thursday. 4 wild pitches in 1 inning.
That's crazy.
Can you say he's on the bus back to AAA today, probably?
Yeah, right.
I did read something, too, about this Kike. There was a full house at Fenway last night, and Kike was amazed by the loudness, how loud Fenway can get, because he's never really experienced it.
Don't mess with Boston fans, man.
You know, we started with just a few fans going to the game and then half capacity. And last night he got his first example of a Yankee series with a full house. And he said when he hit that double, he was standing on second base and he felt the place shaking.
Excuse me. That's crazy, though.
The director of the original Space Jam movie is not a fan of the new one. We'll get to that next. But the Olympics actually start today. So I thought we'd briefly talk about what your favorite sport is.
What starts today? Isn't the closing ceremony on Sunday? Or is it today?
The opening ceremony.
Oh, yeah.
The opening ceremony is today.
Opening ceremony, yes.
Today.
Yeah.
And they've already been having some games, I read.
Soccer.
Yeah, soccer. I think softball played.
Oh, really?
And maybe some others. But I know those 2 have played.
Interesting.
But interestingly, a survey was done. And only 1 in 3 Americans are interested in this year's Olympics. 37%.
That is, yeah, I feel like it would be higher.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's the doubt of it happening because of the virus.
Or maybe the no fans.
It is going to be weird. And I heard last night that they're not going to have cardboard cutouts in the stands, and they're not going to pipe in crowd noise.
Oh. Well, somebody, I think it was Gary, said that they did for the soccer games.
Oh, crowd noise?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like it would be weird for, how do you pipe in, swim crowd noise? I feel like that'd be weird.
Turn it up when it gets near the end?
Yeah, I don't.
And Simone Biles is, she doesn't know if she's going to be able to do her fancy new move that's actually called the Simone. Because she doesn't know if how it's going to be not having a crowd to react off of.
Yeah,
so
it must be tough. I mean, we've seen it for the past year or so. Just football was weird with no fans, and I can't imagine. Someone asked, I think it was somebody on the Patriots. They were like, "What's it like?" And they were like, "It just feels like practice all the time."
Yeah,
that must suck. I don't know.
43% of those Americans who are interested in the Olympics. Swimming tops the list of favorite Olympic sports. 39% say artistic gymnastics is one of their favorite events. That's I guess the floor exercises.
Oh.
Female Olympic fans are almost 3 times as likely as men to say the artistic gymnastics is one of their favorites.
I could see that.
Women are more likely than men to choose diving.
I like diving.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And rhythmic gymnastics as their favorite sport. Men are about 3 times as likely as women to say boxing is one of their favorite sports. I've never been into boxing.
I've watched a couple boxing matches, not in the Olympics, though.
Yeah. Men are more likely than women to go for basketball. Men also watch beach volleyball, but I think it's not for the competition.
I mean, I will say I do like the competition of beach volleyball.
Yeah.
Beach volleyball is fun to watch.
That's when there's, 2-on-2 usually?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Also a fan of badminton.
Are you really?
Yeah, they don't show it that often, but I'm a big badminton fan. Also, handball is really fun to watch. Just because it's so weird, but handball is fun to watch.
Maybe I should go with badminton. Because I was thinking about this. I seem to like the Winter Olympics more than the summer. And I think it's because in the winter, in February around here, we're in the house, so it gives you something to watch and view. In the summer, we're busy, and we're going outside, we're going to the beach. I just don't, I don't get into the summer games as much as I do the winter.
I don't know. I like the summer. Also, water polo. Forgot about that one.
That is good. Yeah.
Yes. Very fun to watch.
When you realize that, that they're treading water a lot when they're trying to.
I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
They're treading water the entire time. So.
And you know what else is a weird, I don't know, guilty pleasure of mine? Synchronized swimming.
Is that's an Olympic sport?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Synchronized. Where have I seen it?
I don't know.
Yeah. But synchronized swimming is kind of cool. When you realize they're in like 6 or 10 feet of water while they're doing this stuff.
Also, I apologize if there's internet problems. I don't really have an answer right now, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. If it turns out being crappy, we're recording this, and I'll upload the flawless video later. But I apologize if there's any issues. But we'll see.
So what are your favorite Olympic? Number one, do you like the summer games better than the winter games, or about the same? And do you have a favorite sport you like to watch? You can let us know about that. Some entertainment news for you this morning. Joni Mitchell, Bette Midler, and Motown founder Berry Gordy are among the 2021 Kennedy Center honorees. Saturday Night Live creator Lorne Michaels and opera star Justino Diaz are the other two honorees. This year's awards are scheduled to be presented during a live gala on December 5th, which will be recorded for a broadcast at a future date. Here's a story I mentioned before. The director of the original Space Jam is slamming the reboot, calling it an uninteresting mess.
Whoa. Wow.
His name is Joe Pitka, and he said Space Jam: A New Legacy is so boring he couldn't finish it in one sitting. He then took a shot at the movie's star, LeBron James, saying, "The truth is that LeBron ain't Michael," meaning Michael Jordan.
Damn.
He also said the original Space Jam featured a far superior supporting cast with Charles Barkley, Muggsy Bogues, Sean Bradley, and Bill Murray. While in the reboot, he says he can't even remember one thing Anthony Davis, Damian Lillard, or any of the others did. On top of that, Pitka says his film tied the plot to Jordan's personal life when he was retiring from hoops to play baseball, while the new movie is missing any kind of personal connection to LeBron.
I am kind of surprised that, I don't know, I feel like even if you're thinking those things, you don't really say them. But this guy just came out and just went for it. Nathan did say, I'm not a fan of the new Space Jam either. It was okay, but I felt like LeBron was trying too hard. Not awful, just not as good as the original. That's what I'm hearing a lot, is that it's not completely terrible, but the first one was better. Abby agrees with Nathan as well.
I know Abby's been showing the movie where she works up in St. Johnsbury. So what have the crowds been like? Have people been coming to? Plus, I also read that I guess it's available on one of the streaming services,
HBO Max.
If you pay a little extra.
That I don't know. I haven't looked into it that much.
So some people are, opting to watch it at home.
Yeah.
In their sweatpants.
I mean, they're going to get what they want. They got LeBron. They're going to make a bunch of money, and it doesn't really matter whether it's good or not in their minds.
That's true.
They did what they want, and it'll just sink to the bottom of people's library, and that'll be the end of it. Until 20 years from now, there's new basketball. Maybe Zion. Zion will be the next Space Jam. We'll just keep going with elite basketball players.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, BuzzFeed put up a post a few weeks ago about glamorized career paths that aren't as great as they're cut out to be. Here are some of the jobs that aren't that great, according to the people that do them. Number 1 is a person who rescues sea turtles for a living.
Okay.
He says, I rescue sea turtles for a living. I love my job, but the pay is dirt, and you have to put in a lot of free hours before you get a paid job.
America.
The field is crazy competitive to get into, and also I deal with so much poop.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a great job there. I
didn't realize turtles poop that much.
It does stink that I feel like the most like rewarding jobs you get paid nothing.
I know.
Like like teaching is probably one of the most important jobs, if not the most important job,
right,
ever. And teachers get paid garbage. Like I saw a funny TikTok about if teachers got paid hourly, there wouldn't be teachers because they would have to make like $200,000-$300,000 because they put in like 60+ hour weeks,
right,
but you just don't know about it,
and they don't get paid
because it's like grading papers at home.
Yeah. Number 2 is a prosecutor. A prosecutor. Pretty much can't imagine my life being more stressful. The pay is low. Nothing you do really makes any difference. And no one is ever happy with the outcome of a case. I never thought about that.
I think that's the legal system. It's just flawed.
Flawed.
Yeah.
Number 3, I have a friend who got her dream job as a professional ballerina in a ballet company and then quickly realized how horrible it was. You get paid next to nothing unless you're the star in a production. You practice close to 16 hours a day for an upcoming show. You have to replace your own shoes out of pocket, and they break down and become unusable after about 2 months of use. And a new pair can cost $120.
Yeah, I heard ballet is like one of the most physically taxing things you can do.
Probably, yeah.
Like you destroy your ankles.
I can see that. Yeah.
So yeah, hats off.
And your toes too.
A ballerina.
And any good ballerina, sometimes you'll see pictures. They'll show you a picture.
Oh, your feet are
their
destroyed.
toes are like all chewed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're actually standing on a little block of wood, aren't they?
In the tip of the shoe, I think. Yeah.
Here's one that, I feel bad because I've used all of these people. They've helped me get back on the road. That is an occupational therapist, physical therapist, or speech language pathologist. Add that to the list because these three boost good pay and lots of job availability to get the kids into the master's or doctorate programs. When in reality, the debt-to-income ratio is literally pathetic, and many areas of the U.S. have overly saturated job markets, and finding a job is next to impossible.
Oh, that's a big old thing right there. Is the need for more schooling, which has become like even more like you basically need a master's to stand out now. Everybody has a bachelor's.
Yeah,
you're not cool if you have a bachelor's anymore. You have to have a master's. So you have to go for more school, take on more debt.
More debt.
And then it's going to take you longer to pay it off. And I mean, teaching's another great example of that, where like you have to get a master's, like it's mandatory.
Right.
You need to.
Yep.
So you need to get more debt, but they don't pay you more, so it's harder to pay it off. So it's just you end up starting life like $100,000 in the hole.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's like, who thought of that? Who thought of that as a good idea? Like, hey, this is how you get ahead in society. You go backwards. We're going to set you behind the starting line. Figure it out.
That's an interesting take.
That's the end of my rant.
Yeah.
Continue, please.
Okay. This is a list of jobs that might look great, but in reality are not. Working at a museum should be up there, someone said. It's increasingly stressful because people seem to have no respect for art. People should understand that touching a Picasso is not a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know why we do that. Why you're at a not so much an art museum, but any museum, and you're like, let me touch that. It's like
I don't know. That's just like the natural human reaction.
Yeah.
Like I'm not supposed to, but I need to. I need to touch that. I also think you just need to go in with the assumption that, like as a tour guide, your guests aren't going to care about art as much as you. That's just a fact.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Working in bridal and the wedding industry in general. This is where the Bridezillas came from.
Yeah, it couldn't be me.
I have encountered some of the worst, most entitled people that I have ever met. I will never miss having to give up my weekends to deal with bratty women who are obsessed with the perfect day fantasy.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that one must be really bad for, like, Karens. Like, just normal stores are bad, but, like, that one specifically, because it's a one-day, all the pressure is on.
It has to be perfect.
Anything goes wrong,
I
they're
dreamed
gonna
about
murder
this
you in your sleep.
all my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hats off if you do that.
I am a scuba instructor. People think we just swim around, hang out on the beach, and are generally bums. Yes, it is a great way to travel the world and see some amazing things, but the job is a lot of hard work, and it takes a lot of very expensive training.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been scuba-ing, but hats off if you're teaching people how to scuba.
Yeah.
Have you ever scuba dived? Scuba dove? No, it's got to be
Scuba dove?
scuba dived, right?
Scooby-Doo?
Something like that.
I'm kind of afraid of it. I have a fear of it. I have a fear
Of scuba diving?
of being underwater and mask, oxygen. It's like something's going to go wrong.
I mean, you don't need to go down and search for the Titanic. I think you can just be pretty close to the top, just in case something goes wrong. You can probably just rise up to the top. See, I'm not a fan of, like, I don't know, sea animals.
No.
Not a fan.
No.
Not a fan of the ocean.
No, you're
So,
not. We've covered that before about how you
Yeah.
don't like being in the beach and other things that
Not a fan.
swimming
so
around you.
You'll probably never catch me scuba diving.
Yeah. Number 8, my husband is a therapist, which is sort of romanticized in the movies and whatnot. It is rewarding and interesting, but the things he hears and the constant intake of others' trauma is something he finds difficult to deal with day in and day out.
Yeah, I don't really know how you take that information in and just dump it.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
especially
got to be a
'cause-
skill.
yeah, because people can tell you some messed up stuff, I'm guessing. I mean, they're basically putting all their demons out there.
Yeah, right. Right.
Mm.
I
Couldn't be me.
And I mentioned to our minister once, I said, do you have someone you can talk to? You know, because we all unload on her, you know, does she? And she does. So,
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's
I guess a therapist needs someone to talk to, too.
Yes.
Number 9 is a casino worker. It seems exciting dealing with lots of cash and people winning, but it's not. It's sad to see people blow their entire savings. Late nights are filled with drunks and weirdos. The gossip is insane, and you become very desensitized to money in general. Not everybody is happy winning 20 grand when they spent 50 grand to get it.
Ah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's true. That must be a tough job.
Yeah.
And Abby, I thought of you with number 10, cinema management.
Interesting.
These are jobs that appeared great, but when you actually do them, cinema
You're
management.
going to scare her right now.
I know,
She
this-
just started.
This is what my niece Abby is now doing. When I did it, people would constantly ask, do you get to watch films all day? No.
That is kind of a stupid thing to ask.
If that's what the job was, everyone would want to do it. And besides, how could they be watching movies all day? Because they got to manage the whole place.
Yeah, I don't. That'd be like, I don't know. You walk up to a chef. Do you just get to eat food all day? No, I get to eat my meals like the normal person.
Yeah. So those are the 10 jobs that were mentioned in BuzzFeed. And again, how did they describe it?
Jobs you thought were.
Glamorized career paths that aren't as great as they're cut out to be.
Yeah.
All right.
Abby said she would never want to work in the wedding industry. Yeah, no chance.
I just can't see it. Yeah.
Let's see. Diane says, if you watch Family Ties back in the 80s, you learn that SCUBA stands for self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. Anybody else old as me remember that? And Gail said that she does. I do not.
Yeah. I did read that somewhere. Yeah.
It wasn't from Family Ties, though?
No, I don't remember Family Ties.
Interesting.
Must have been
I feel like I've heard that, though. I don't know. The whole, like, underwater breathing apparatus.
Right.
Sounds familiar. But I don't know where I would have heard that.
Okay.
Abby said, haha, I haven't seen any of the movies we are showing. Yeah, I don't know why you would ask that. Like,
Yeah.
you have to work. I don't understand how that, like, that's a stupid thing to say
And
to
people
somebody.
probably ask you if the movie's good. How's the movie? How does it end? And I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Yeah. That's, yeah. She did say that, where was it? When people come out of that movie about Space Jam, and I ask how it was, the most common response is, it's all right. That's what I expect. I think that's what they expected too. I bet they were making the movie.
Do you really? Yeah.
I bet they were making the movie and they were like, this is all right. I mean, when you're getting an athlete to act, it's kind of a shot in the dark. You had to get LeBron. There was no one else you could get. It had to be LeBron.
It had to be LeBron.
So it wasn't based at all on his acting ability. At all. You were just getting him because of the name, and then you were just going to see how it goes. But like he was in a couple movies before. What's the movie with Amy Schumer? I think was in it. But he made an appearance. But I mean he was himself.
He was playing himself,
and it was just it's awkward as it always. It's an athlete acting. I don't know. I feel like you just make the movie and you're like, this is going to be all right. We have LeBron James. We're going to sell tickets. I don't know.
And then you get for reaction.
I mean, I feel like if you're in the movie industry, you got to know when a movie's all right, right?
I would think so.
There can't be many times when you're like, this is the next Good Will Hunting. And then everyone's like, it's all right.
Yeah.
That can't happen. You kind of have to have some sort of... Someone in the process must... Like the producers...
Somebody must have known that it was...
Yeah, at some point.
Yeah.
But they were like, LeBron's in it. We're pushing it.
We got to go.
We're greenlighting
Well,
it.
it comes to a point
Trainwreck.
also.
That's what it was. Thank you. Good movie.
It also gets to a point where they've put so much money into it, they got to make it.
You can't turn back.
Yeah.
I mean, to get LeBron, they must have had to pay him a pretty penny. So.
All right.
Yep.
Moving on to Feel Good Friday. Feel Good Friday is just whenever I come across a good news story, because I spent so many years in radio where I always heard people say, "You never tell how come you never share the good news?" And the truth is, bad news sells. If they say if it bleeds, it leads on the evening news.
It's literally so messed up.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. But so on Friday, I like to just get some good news stories. So here we go. A dad in Ohio bought an ice cream truck for his kids with Down syndrome. The man said he decided to buy an ice cream truck in April after realizing that it may be challenging for his 2 adult kids to receive any job offers because they both have Down syndrome. While working alongside his children, he has been teaching them financial and social skills, like managing money and interacting with customers. So far, their business has exceeded expectations, with the truck having sold close to 5,000 desserts, and they have plans to expand their fleet of trucks next summer.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Firefighters in Cincinnati rescued a dog that was trapped between concrete walls for 5 days.
Jesus.
The dog went missing after Tuesday after its owner said her dog ran into the woods and didn't return. Then on Sunday morning, a nearby homeowner heard dog cries coming from his garage wall, so he called firefighters. When the firefighters arrived at the home, they found the dog fell down a crevice that resulted in the dog being stuck between concrete walls. There was no way to lift the dog out of the crevice, so firefighters determined that they would have to break the concrete block wall with saws and sledgehammers.
Yeesh.
I have no idea how the dog fell into the crevice. The rescue effort took about 10 minutes, only 10 minutes, surprisingly, before the dog was rescued by a firefighter and reunited with the owners.
Thank God.
That's
cool. Crazy.
It was an older dog, too, I noticed.
I don't know how does the dog fall in it? Where is this crevice?
I know.
Like, how do you just have a random crevice? I don't.
And can we please close up that crevice?
Yes, please.
So no one falls in again.
Please.
Yeah. And don't tell me, Florida.
Ah, here we go.
Yeah, here we go. This is when you always look at these, what we call kicker stories, and see where it came from. And sure enough, it came from Florida.
Florida.
And Nathan, by the way, sent me a good picture, a good banner for this feature, so we'll have to use it now that we have the trusty laptop back.
Well, the internet's kind of crapping out there.
Okay.
We'll see what I got to figure something out.
Yeah. A 42-year-old Florida woman is accused of skinny dipping in a stranger's pool and refused multiple requests to leave. The homeowner told deputies he returned home and noticed a naked stranger in his pool after he spotted clothing scattered all across the lawn. Deputies said when they arrived at the home, the woman was hostile toward the officers and told them to leave her alone. Deputies even asked her to get dressed and to get out of the pool several times. Once she was dressed, she attempted to resist arrest. She told officers that she would not be going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. But deputies eventually arrested her and transported her to jail.
Spoiler alert, when you say you're not going anywhere, you are going somewhere.
You are going somewhere.
I will say, did the officers have to jump in and fish her out?
No,
if so, did they make like the rookie do it? That sounds
probably
terrible.
Right? Yeah, they made the rookie do it.
Gross.
That guy could have rented his pool to that woman.
Yeah,
right? on that app that we talked.
Swimply,
yeah.
Yes.
Another Florida woman was shocked when she discovered that her bank account balance was nearly $1 billion.
Pocket change.
Julia Youngkowski went to her local Chase Bank a few weeks ago to take out $20, but decided to check her account balance first. The ATM printed her a receipt saying her account had $999,985,854.94. Her initial response, she said, "Oh God, I was horrified. I know most people would think they won the lottery, but I was horrified."
No, I feel like you need to be. If you get a lot of money and you don't know where it came from, there needs to be some sort of nervousness, unsettling feeling. That's weird.
The situation got stranger when she tried to withdraw her $20. She said, "When I put in for the $20, the machine came back and said, 'We'll give you the $20, but that'll cause an overdraft, and you will be charged.'"
You don't have enough money, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
You only have $1 billion. It's not enough.
Not enough for you to get $20.
We need more. Okay.
Yeah. Youngkowski knew that she could not keep the money, and she didn't touch her account for weeks until she got this all figured out. She said, "I know I've read stories about people that took the money or took out the money, then they had to repay it, and I wouldn't do that anyway because it's not my money."
Yeah, no, if you get a lot of money that's not yours, go to the bank and tell them, don't spend it. If anything, don't spend it. If it's not your money, you're most likely going to have to pay it at some point.
They're going to catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to catch up.
And if anything, you're just going to ruin your life. If you spend $1 billion and then they're like, "Hey, pay me back," what are you going to do?
All right, so if it wasn't $1 billion, let's say they just slipped, you had an extra 100 in your account, what would you do the same thing?
Probably, unless like if I really didn't know where it came from. Like if I knew for a fact it was a mistake, I'd probably call somebody.
Yeah.
You don't want to get into that. That's some bad karma situation. I don't know if you guys believe in that stuff, but it's going to come back around. If you spend that $100 that isn't yours, it's coming back around. It's gonna bite you in the ass some way.
We'll have to ask the banker, Sarah, what she thinks about this.
I feel like that stuff happens, but most of the time they catch on, I think.
And I think most people would...
I would hope.
Would bring up the issue, the problem with someone.
My piece of advice, don't spend money that's not yours. If you're not meant to have it, don't do it. You're asking for bad stuff happening in the future.
Good advice.
Yeah.
Good advice from Mateo. Yes, we call him Mateo.
That's me.
I don't know why.
Because I'm spicy.
And just going through the...
I like how we just ignored that. I
You're
just called
spicy?
myself spicy. I don't even know what that was. Felt right. Felt funny.
Didn't quite know where to
land.
Didn't quite know
That
where to
was
go
just-
after that.
Pete in his mind was like, we're just going to ignore that and move on and just walk past that. I'm just going to delete that portion of this. I don't know what just happened.
Just leave it in there, man.
Some jokes land, some don't. That one?
That happened.
No. Let me know if you laughed.
It landed, but I didn't know where I should go after it.
You should tell me that I'm the funniest person you've ever met in your life.
You are the funniest guy I've ever met. You know that?
It's not the same.
Are you believing any of this?
No.
No, okay.
No.
Finally, going through the files of stories we didn't get to this week brings me to Braley's Bizarre But True. A retailer in the UK is stuck with 10,000 free Britney T-shirts because they misspelled Britney.
I don't know how. How do you do that?
The owner of the Wholesale Clearance UK, watch me start getting their ads now on Facebook.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. The owner of Wholesale Clearance UK wanted to help support the movement behind freeing Britney Spears from the conservatorship she's been placed under. His company purchased a lot of T-shirts. That's what it's called, right? A lot. Not a lot of T-shirts.
I mean, it's both, I guess.
It could go both ways. Yeah. His company purchased a lot of T-shirts it found was in support of the Free Britney movement and hoped to donate a portion of the proceeds to help with the singer's cause.
Yeah.
But the shirts actually read, lovely pollen season here.
Yes.
The shirts actually read Free Britney, spelled Brittany. Britney Spears spells her name Britney.
Like, if you're buying anything custom, anything at any quantity, I bought these mugs. I bought 4 of them, just 4. Mm-hmm. But you better believe I double checked, triple checked, quadruple checked. What are you doing? Like, you're making 10,000, right?
Yep.
You're making 10,000 T-shirts. How do you not double check? Like, hold on, let me just. When I'm after the show, I change the date on this. In the bottom corner, you'll see the date. I change the date. I check the calendar to make sure I'm putting the right day. How do you not? You're
Every
ordering
day.
10,000 T-shirts. How do you not? How do you not?
The owner
double check.
The owner said he caught the mistake after it was too late.
No.
And he's now stuck with 10,000 T-shirts.
You're not allowed. No. If you're making clothing,
buddy, you
custom,
screwed up.
Yeah. No, you got to check that a million times. Have somebody else check that. I'll be, I don't know, titling videos. Pete will be out there. I yell out to him, "Hey, is this how you spell?"
Yep.
Yesterday, you were like, "Hey, does life hack have a space in it?"
Is life hacks one
every
word
day,
or two?
Every day.
Yeah.
And we're not buying 10,000 T-shirts. Quite frankly, our mistake would cost us nothing, but we double check it. This guy's making 10,000 T-shirts. He doesn't even. You have no excuse.
And I'm thinking whoever made them was like, "Hey, how do you spell Brittany?"
Yeah.
And somebody maybe had a
just said that spelling of Brittany.
Brittany.
A quick Google search.
Yes.
That's all you needed.
It's not like she's not famous, you know?
Yeah. It'll literally take.
Right.
I guarantee if you start, we're going to test this. If you start to type Brittany, I bet it's like the first.
Yeah, because see, they spelled it B-R-I-T.
Literally, I put B-R-I and Britney Spears is right there.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. No excuse.
Yeah, I hope he does something with the, give the shirts to people that don't have shirts. Or
I would
something.
think so. Do like a Super Bowl loser thing where they send the.
That's what
the
they
loser
do,
of the
right?
Super Bowl. I don't know if they do it anymore.
Yeah.
There was at one point that I heard that they burn them, but I really hope that's not true.
Yeah, there was a time like when the Patriots beat the Falcons, they've already printed up the Falcons World Champion T-shirts to be ready for midnight or 6 a.m.
Yep.
So the NFL, what we read, just took those shirts and sent them to third world countries.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they do that anymore.
Mrs. Guy said, I expect that there are some Britney fans that wouldn't notice. That's true. That's true.
Probably. Because that is a way to spell Britney,
that would
right?
be funny if they like just started to sell those and how many people would buy them. But then everyone's going to finally realize it and want a refund. But I feel like you could probably still sell them.
They might become a collector's item, you know?
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not buying one.
Okay.
Screw you, buddy. Double check your spellings.
Yeah. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining us on the show, and also feel free to comment or take part in any of the questions and surveys that we post on Facebook. Do we have any more chats to get to?
Yeah, Abby said, Matt, you are the funniest person I ever met, ... If only that's not exactly how I told you all to say it. Andrea said, I agree, Abby, what a great team. I believe we were just talking about me, but I guess we can compliment him as well.
Well, I have to set you up, right? Or you have to set me up.
I think a great comic kind of sets himself up.
Oh, okay.
But no, I'm kidding. He does.
I'm the straight
He throws
man.
me up some softballs sometimes.
That's right.
Most of the time when he doesn't laugh, it's because I joked the expected amount. But when he stops and laughs, I know I caught him in a surprise. which is my favorite. When I can crack a joke that even he doesn't. But the best is when I laugh because I cracked a joke I didn't even expect. That happens. That's the best.
And is it you or your sister Sarah that said they love it when they love
it's kind of all of us. Yeah.
They love it when they get my real laugh.
He has a really high pitched. I don't know if you've done it on the show. Maybe
I don't think I have. No, you're right. I might have.
I think there was like one time.
Yeah.
There's a really high pitched laugh that's really like you really get him. And he goes for a while.
Yeah,
it's like a really I don't know. I'm not going to do it because it's even higher. Than
I can't even. I can't
but
make it up.
It's like the true laugh. If you get there, you're funny.
Yep.
You're not funny until you get there, though.
If you get the chuckle or something.
Yeah, I mean everybody's got kind of a chuckle.
Yeah.
But when you get someone to really laugh, that's it. Diane said it was funny, Matt, but should have been preceded by because ladies, and then I'm spicy. Because ladies, I'm spicy.
I'm spicy. Diane's going camping this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I read she mentioned something on the Pop-Tart question. She mentioned something about Pop-Tarts and then said something about camping. And then actually Gail started talking to Diane. It's nice how we've developed this community.
Yeah,
you know?
I do like in the chat sometimes I see you guys talking to each other. It's really nice.
So Diane,
I don't always read it, but I see it. And you guys are family. It's so nice.
So have a good time camping. What's the weather? The weather is supposed to be chance of rain today, beautiful Saturday, but maybe rain on Sunday.
So Abby said, Matt, you look so annoyed right now. LOL. I don't know at what point that was. That's just my face. But thanks, I guess.
That's his resting annoyed face.
Yeah. I guess. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do. Now I'm awkward. I'm going to put the camera on somebody else.
So
Matt's no longer here.
I hope you have a great weekend, and we'll be back on Monday. We are going to have a shortened week next week.
Oh, that's right.
Because somebody's graduating.
Gross.
He doesn't even want to go.
Yep.
But Bridgewater State University is holding their graduation at Gillette Stadium. So we're going there next Friday. He's going to walk, and also your sister Kat, who graduated last year but had no ceremony, she's going to walk. So that's Friday. So we decided maybe Friday morning we'll sleep in.
Yeah,
get ready.
It's going to be a late night. It's a later graduation.
Yeah. So we got. We'll try to cram 5 days of fun into 4 next week.
That's a challenge.
Challenge accepted.
All right.
I leave you with a thought for the day, as we always do. This one comes to us from Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius, who once said, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. If you think everything sucks, it will.
All right.
Go out and make it a great day. Have a good weekend.
We'll see you guys next week. Peace.